big whopping chunk of the tree is just fallen outside the house.
I get a bit stressed even talking about it.
We're in the Daily Mail, we're on the Wales Online. We're also in the South Wales Echo. Didn't make it to the front page, but we are on the second page. So I don't know if you can see behind me, but that's what's left of the tree that's featured in the news lately. This is the video everyone's wanted to see. So I put the university videos on next week now. We're kind of taking a bit of a backlog with everything going on. So today I'm going to be doing another story time. I thought the one when the car blew up behind us was going to be the first and only story time that I'd be doing, but no, we featured in the papers again. So today I'm going to be sharing the story time when the tree fell into the house. Just heard a big bump. We opened the front door. Look at this. A big whopping chunk of the tree is just fallen outside the house. So as you can see, that clip there was on my TikTok of my initial reaction when the tree fell outside. Basically, we heard a bit of a bump outside the house. I originally thought it was the cars, so I checked the cars were locked. Luckily they were. It was a storm, I should add. And then my dad said, oh, I think it's something outside. So we go outside and there's this big whopping chunk of the tree right outside, as you just saw. We didn't actually know how much of the tree, because it was quite dark and if there was any damage. But as soon as we looked further in, we could see it was like a whole, big massive branch really. And it went to the second floor of the house, onto the roof. So we were looking around of what do you do in this situation. Get a bit stressed even talking about it. Yeah, we didn't really know what to do, but because it's on the main road, it's council property, so it's a council tree, so we looked online to see what we'd have to do to get the council to dispose of this tree. Couldn't find much online, so we ended up getting the fire brigade over, as you can see here. So they came, couldn't really do a lot, they pawned it off, they didn't have the authority to cut the tree down, and we had to spend the whole night then sleeping in the house with the tree piled onto the roof, not knowing what would happen to the tree. Would it come through even more? Would more of the tree fall down? We were kind of left to our own devices, and didn't hear anything then until the following morning. So as you can see, in the morning, this is what we saw, and you can see it a bit better. Then the tree surgeons did turn up to the house around 10 o'clock in the morning and started to cut the tree down basically. They said it was an emergency, and they said they definitely should have been there earlier on. It was definitely way too late, but they started chopping it kind of bit by bit, branch by branch. The worst thing was my neighbour next door has actually been complaining about this tree for years, trying to get it removed, calling the council up, complaining to get this thing removed. Every time they've said no. As soon as the tree comes into our house, it gets removed straight away. But anyway, the most shocking thing was not actually the tree, it was actually the press turning up. Outside the house we had a paparazzi guy turn up, and then throughout the day like 3 or 4 others turned up as well, and there was one on the driveway. I was asking, what are you doing here? And then she just runs off. So I did speak to the media guy outside, and I said, oh, what are you doing? Do you work for the press? He's a freelance guy. And he said, oh, would you like a picture in front of the house? So I've got this terrible picture of me now from the house when they're taking the tree down. And this one was supposed to feature in the newspaper. So I asked them to try and promote the channel if I allowed them to take the pictures outside the house. Unfortunately, somewhere else beat him to it. So we have featured in the Daily Mail, the Wales Online, the South Wales Echo. We have a second page in the South Wales Echo, and I'll show you that now. So here we are, the South Wales Echo. which is the local paper in South Wales. Didn't make it to the front page. I'm sure as you've seen in the other clips that I put on, we did feature in the second page. There we are. I don't know if I should steal that title. Trees come down a city battered by strong winds. The Daily Mail is a bit more impressive. These people must be very desperate for storylines at the moment, featuring our house in the newspaper. Yeah, that was just weird. Very weird. Unfortunately, the channel is not mentioned in there at all. So yeah, they cut basically half of the tree down, as you can see, and that'll be removed whenever now. But it did take me off track. It took me off my uni work. I just couldn't focus that day. People turned up, photographing everything. Oh, it was just one crazy day. So now we've had a car blown up behind us. We've had a tree fallen into our house. What's next? They say things come in threes. You know, what is next? That's why I decided to do this stuff, because all this crazy stuff happens all the time. So may as well try and get something out of it on here. Yeah, but this is the one everyone was waiting for. Yeah. Luckily, they did say everything would have been fine. And it was mainly damage to the roof. It's only kind of damaged a couple of towers and things like that on the roof, but nothing serious. So we're very lucky. And luckily it wasn't anything to worry about. So we're all good. So I did see a couple of people panicking and all that, and everything is fine. But it's a good story to tell here that I know a lot of people are waiting for. So that's the story of the tree. Our claim to fame. In the papers now twice. What's next? Who knows? I hope it's something fairly good next time. Like we'll talk of the Tom reaches 1 million views or something. So we've said goodbye to the tree as well. And it's a goodbye from me as well. So thanks everyone for watching my second story time, and I will see you next week when I'll be starting my university series once and for all. Okay, thanks to everyone.